What's going on, y'all? We are at Mount Rushmore today. We're staying on our friend's land, the DeYoungs, out south of Custer. That was quite the adventure to get onto their property. And today we've come to Mount Rushmore. We're gonna hang out here, and then we're gonna try to pick one other thing to see. It could be a tourist trap, it could be something natural. I'm trying to leave that up to the family. Mount Rushmore was the only thing that I insisted on. So we're only here for 3 nights in the Black Hills. We'll try to come back here in the future. We need to stop by some RV parks and see where we've got some good T-Mobile signal so that we could possibly come back and spend like a whole month in this area. And probably waste a lot of money on touristy trap kind of stuff. It would definitely be fun. I grew up in South Dakota, but on the eastern side, and so we would come out here a lot for vacations and stuff, but there's still a lot of things out here like Bear Country, I've never been to. Crystal Cave, I think, not been there. So a lot of opportunities of things to see out here. Looking forward to checking out more of it. Isn't this awesome? Mount Rushmore. How many of y'all have seen that? Let us know in the comments. By the way, while we're here, there was a lot of rain going on, and we actually sat in the truck for about an hour. We figured this is quite a trip to come up here to see this, and so we just go ahead and hang tight until it was all cleared up, because it's not every day you get to come up to some place like this.
This is more.
How do we get down here?
There's elevators back here and stairs. LL. Lower level.
How I get used to elevators is how I get used to elevators is I go like this.
As I go like this. As we get down. And then I'll do the wrong
Walk down these stairs.
Thank you.
To get down there. Oh my goodness, I want to short elevator. Oh, I want to go in the middle. I don't know how to get down there. Like, how is this?
What, those people up there?
Up there. The other one. Looking the wrong way. Hi.
Hello.
Yeah.
time runs out. If you don't get in the road before time runs out. I'm gonna go down.
And then come back up again?
Yeah.
So you can be out of breath and full of exercise?
Have all the steps.
9:30 at night, they're gonna turn these lights on back here and illuminate the faces. We'd love to see it, however, we got other things we want to go see today. We don't want to spend the whole day here. Maybe next time.
Here's a don't touch the Bible. It's a leash.
Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, Abraham Lincoln.
It's pretty dirty.
The sculptor.
Goodson.
Adjusting the model to fit the realities of the mountain.
Wow.
Then they see it exactly the way that people are going to see it.
I feel like I'm looking at a picture from Minecraft, but in real life, this does look like Minecraft.
Awesome.
Got the umbrella. We found it.
We left it all the way over there.
Why, hello. I'm the male woman. Someone stole her.
You're so sweet.
Yes.
Such a sweet puppy.
My puppy.
Your puppy? Yes.
Yeah.
Can you pet your puppy?
Aww. Mwah. Nice.
Welcome to Minecraft.
He's calling the shop owners. Minecraft is a boat.
And mm-hmm.
What's going on, y'all? We are staying on some friends' private property in the South Black Hills, South Dakota. They actually got me saying South because the Black Hills is so big, they actually refer to the different parts as the South and the North. At any rate, North is like where Deadwood is. We're down by Custer. So when we came up to this property, the hills and the turns and everything are pretty drastic. And on our way up, in our attempts to get up, our bike rack was eating gravel. See the image right there. So we had to take the bike rack and all the bikes off and bring them up. Well, now that it's time to go, and we want to do our best getting out of here without damaging anything, I am putting the bike rack on the back of the truck, and then with all the bikes, and I'm gonna drive all the way out by where the highway is, drop all of that off, come back up here, then hitch up the fifth wheel, take it all the way down, and then put the bike racks over to where they belong on the back of the fifth wheel. A little bit crazy, a lot of extra steps to go through, but our friends allowed us to stay on their land for free. And we're really happy we did because the kiddos had a blast. Our kids and their kids just got along so well. It was such a blessing to be able to come up here and spend some time with some people that James is the dad that I grew up with. The dad that I grew up with, that sounds weird. James, the dad of the kids here. I went to school with him for a few years in high school. We'd kind of remotely stayed in touch, and when he found out that we lived in our RV, he's like, dude, come on out and stay at my property. I said, man, I really appreciate that. You're being such a blessing to our family to allow us to come up here. It's been a great time. We honestly don't want to leave, but we've got to. Got other places to go. We got somebody's birthday party to go to. Grandfather's turning 90. We got to get out of here. But it's been awesome to be up here. This was Tania and the girls' first time being in the Black Hills. My first time since I was a teenager. I've never driven in the Black Hills before. I was always riding in somebody else's car or in a bus with our youth camp from church. So this has been a neat experience. We're definitely hoping to make it back out this way. Maybe we can do like a month-long stay in the Black Hills somewhere. It's just a little tough to find those spots because it's a very touristy area. And finding a place that'll have like a monthly rent is a little bit harder to do. But the search will begin so that we can come back. They have a little beagle named Daisy. Hey, little Daisy. Hey, little Daisy. Of course, her name is just Daisy, but since she's little, why not call her little Daisy? Hey. She was nipping a lot at Big Daisy, our German Shepherd, but it's been good for her because she's learned how to better be around big dogs. They've developed a cool relationship. Yeah. Who's a good girl, aren't you? Yes, you are. Who's a good girl. We actually used to have a beagle before Daisy, our German Shepherd. What are you chewing on? You got a bone? Where'd you get a bone from? Where'd you get a bone? Well, I got some more diesel in the town of Custer, and I dropped the bicycles off up by the highway at 385, and now I'm making my way back in. I don't know if you can see the RV right over the top of the rear view mirror there. The RV's up on the hill. The house is a little bit over that way, but I've got this road right here. It's a little bit rough. Thankfully, I've got the 4x4 on the dually, and I'm just gonna take it slow and work my way out of this area. My biggest fear is probably ripping the stabilizer off. There's some ruts in this road. I'm just a little bit worried about those, so. But we'll pray about it and just hopefully the Lord will see us through getting out of here nice and safe.
What up, Big Dave? So my friend Dave's let me run the camera, be part of this operation, and of course he'll edit this out, I hope.
Let's take a moment and talk about what you saw at the very beginning of this video, which I describe as the no good, very bad day. So as you've seen throughout this video so far, we wanted to go to the Black Hills, our friends wanted us to stay with them, and it was free. As well as our kids had a blast hanging out with the kids there. All of that was very important, and I would not remove this trip at all. James, who owns the property, he's pulled RVs before, he offered to hop in the truck and take over for me. I declined because my thought was, if I don't do this now, I'll be upset at myself for not proving that I can, and I'll never get better or smarter at it. I need to apply myself. So I'll show you some footage from the drone that shows you kind of what I went through. And we came in on a logging road, which those are pretty well maintained. It's still a dirt road, but they take care of it. Make sure that all the turns and everything are appropriate for the big rigs that haul the logs out when they do logging. The problem came when we got to the turns. The turn was far greater than 90 degrees, the first one. So my first attempt was to try and back up. I was going to basically pull forward and then start to back up past the driveway that I needed to go up, but there was a ditch. And that's where the bike rack became a problem. The whole back into the RV in general. I took the bike rack off and we were still digging into the bottom with the back of the RV with the hitch. It was eating gravel. So that wasn't gonna work. So from there, I decided to go into the grass forward and do a 5-point or 6-point turn. Basically, if you've ever seen the first Austin Powers movie, I did an Austin Powers turn over there. A little bit dangerous because we don't know what's in that grass. So that was a concern. But thankfully we made it. We got turned completely around and we're able to go straight towards the driveway to take a right turn. Now once we got to the right turn, that turn was still pretty tight along with a ditch. This is where things got seriously scary. Tania, as she's escorting outside, is very worried because she seriously thought that the RV was going to go in the ditch and that it was going to take the truck with it. I didn't think it would be that drastic, but I could definitely see her perspective. Going forward probably wasn't the best. Wouldn't set us up for the best outcome.
David was trying to go up the hill to the house, where the house was. I was stressing out because, number one, when he started digging the RV into the gravel, that did not look good. Being on the outside watching it, and I was cringing. And just the way that it was tilting, it looked like the RV was going to tilt the whole truck and everything. I just imagined my children and David just being crushed. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't know. It was terrifying. So I didn't know how to help. I felt helpless.
So thankfully I was able to back up, even though I had dug one of the stabilizers into the gravel. It was all fairly soft, fairly fresh, and I was able to back up without any damage happening there. And then I basically went forward. Now this is at the bottom of James's property, at the bottom of the hill. He's actually hoping someday to have a small RV park down there with a swimming hole. Because of that, he has already cleared all the rocks. So he knows that the grass is tall, but he knew that we could drive through there. So I'm like, I'm pulling into this area and just doing a straight up U-turn. So that's what I did. I did a U-turn and came back around and was able to approach that turn past the ditch from a left turn, completely removing the ditch from being a problem. Now, as I started going up the hill and I passed the tree to turn left right there, I don't think I even realized while driving how much the side right by the kitchen and the stabilizer actually dug into the side of that bank, the embankment right there next to the tree. Until I watched this footage recently. I thought it was close. I didn't realize that it looked like it hit. So I've actually gone and looked, and the only damage that I can see is you've got the molding right around the tires, the plastic molding right there. It looks like where the screws go in, it's just cracked a little. And I'm just mind blown. It was like God wanted us to get up that hill to spend that time with James and his family.
And he's like, oh no, I'm going. I'm not stopping. I can't stop. I gotta keep going. So he did, and he blazed up the hill, and I was like, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
After I made it past that tree, the grade going up the hill was really steep. And Tania's like calling me like, hey, wait for me so I can get in. And I'm like, no, I don't know what the grade is. I had the pedal to the metal already, and now I'm clear of the turns and I'm trying to go up the hill. The pedal was all the way down, and the truck felt like if I let off that pedal, it was going to slow down. And so I'm like, I am going until I get to the top of the hill. And Tania had to walk all the way up the hill, and she was definitely out of breath. I understand that was a pretty steep hill. Like Tania said though, thankfully I made it up there because it was so worth it.
We had a good time. The girls love the Black Hills. They want to go back. Thank you, James and Darcy, for your hospitality.
Now, after everything we went through when we were going up the hill and making those turns from that logging road, there is the other road, which you can see from the air, which has the deep grooves. And I talked about that just a moment ago. That is an old stagecoach road that 100 years ago, you would see 30 to 40 stagecoaches going up and down that road. But it's no longer used. It's pretty rough. So when we came down the hill, we were able to take a right turn and go up that old stagecoach road. I shared this with some of our friends, some of our bigger names, even Corey and Jess at Find Your Someday, with the response of, you took your rig up that road? So I guess that kind of makes me feel good that getting some respect out of, is it respect? Maybe they just thought I was crazy. At any rate, we made it up and out of there. And we're able to get out of the Black Hills and make our way to the Badlands. Badlands?
Don't look at me, look at that.
Wow. So we're staying in Wall Drug for one night, and, well, not Wall Drug, we're staying in Wall for one night at an RV park. We're not quite ready for boondocking, so we weren't real sure what it is that we should do as far as staying near Wall. I know that this wasn't really an option, but I mean, look at that. Isn't that amazing? Pretty sure every other RVer on YouTube that we watch has stayed out here. You can see RVs every direction. But we're like, they kicked us out of Wall Drug. Wall Drug closed at 8. It's sunny until 9:30. It's like, let's go, the Badlands are open 24 hours. Let's go out and check it out. It's beautiful out here. I will say, watch out for this dirt road that leads up to this little free camping area, because I didn't see the potholes and we bounced so hard that all of us came out of our seats like an amusement park ride.
It always has to be a funny boat.
I love you, you silly Billy. What do you think?
It's amazing. I love it. This is so cool.
Yep, it's pretty awesome. Look, you can just see people in RVs all down the ridge. You know what? We didn't even go in the Badlands. We got to the Badlands. We went and checked out all of the land that you can stay on for free. It's part of the BLM land. It's right outside of the national park. But we got there at like 6, 7. We're talking July, so the sun's staying up pretty late. But the sun was gonna go down in like less than an hour, and it was something like $20 or $30 to get in at the gate. We're just like, you know what? We were able to see a beautiful view right there at that BLM land. Just take our pictures and head on back to Wall. And we stayed in Wall so that we could go to Wall Drug. That was a thing for me. I mean, Tania wanted to go see it, but you can easily do Wall Drug just passing through. The reason I wanted to stay is because that's all we've ever done as a family, was just pass through. Stop in for less than an hour, run through, check out a few things. I felt like I never got to properly explore Wall Drug because it was always just a, you know, passive thing, just passing through. There is an RV park that's really close. So we stayed there for a night. We went and had supper. That was my first time eating at Wall Drug. Food is decent. The donuts actually were the highlight. Their cake donuts are like actual cake that's fried. I was impressed. I don't think I've ever had a cake donut that good before. As a whole though, I don't know that it's worth it to spend that much time for Wall Drug. If you're thinking about going there, take it passively. Maybe spend more time in that area so you can see the Badlands. Jump into Wall Drug just to say you've done it. There's some cool things to see there. And then also check out, there's a Minuteman Missile Museum nearby, which we missed. We were out of time. So I have to go back for that.
Stay fresh, cheese bags. Subscribe.